Hey y'all, it's your girl Kashana, Cookie Dough Cooksy Sims, and welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share notifications buttons on that post for notifications so that way you get notified every single time there's a pickety post. Yeah. So I just wrapped up filming some really awesome stuff for y'all, and as I'm sitting here, I'm not really a person to have like a lot of regrets. Remember that movie was like, not regrets, tatted in a really weird way on his chest. I'm not really a person to have that. But there were some people I'm just like, I could have gone without like meeting you and like being involved with you because blah 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 blah. And then as I'm sitting here like recording some of this content for y'all, and truly just like the messages that like I've learned, and just like different things that I'm like talking to y'all about. I don't know if I would be able to articulate certain messages and certain lessons had I not encountered some of those people, and if I didn't go through some of the experiences. Granted, some of the experiences I've gone through are very, very traumatic and very hard. I definitely wouldn't wish them on anybody. But there are some that I'm like, okay, I can see the true like lesson in that, and like, in specific to like relationships and friendships, and being more of like a healer type of energy. You do just have to pray over your friendships, pray over relationships, and just pray that you allow the correct and like light, positive energy in. Because here's the thing that a lot of people don't talk about: light energy can attract and does attract sometimes dark energy. And if you don't pray for discernment, you can allow that dark energy into your life, and it can mess up the flow of where God's taking you. And I've had that happen to me. I've had it happen to me where I allowed in some friendships and relationships dark energy in, and tried to like help them, heal them, fix them, because that's just my personality. And one, they'll take advantage of that, and two, they feed off of that type of energy, feeds off the fact that you want to help, which literally would drain you from your energy. So now you don't have any energy to do things that you need to do for your life. The energy that to follow the path the Lord wants to. There's now this bad energy is now taking all of it. They'll drain you by messing with your mental, drain you by messing with your emotional, drain you by messing with your physical, just drain you in every single way possible, so that way all your attention is on that. Like, do you ever find yourself after a breakup, whether it's friendship or relationship, just sitting and just like, oh, what's going on? Granted, it is great sometimes to sit and analyze things, because you do understand a lot of that. You do understand lessons during that quiet time of analyzing. But do you ever sit and just find yourself just emotionally wrapped up, just like in your emotions, and sad, and like, not like, there's a difference. Like, I've gone through things where I've been sad because of like traumatic things, like when I went to the hospital and the restaurant and this and that, blah blah blah. But I mean, like, if you're sitting on one particular person, almost like obsessive. Like if you were like obsessing over the fact that like y'all didn't work out, or obsessing over the fact of like, what could I have done better to make this work, chances are that energy is the energy I'm talking about that's draining you. Because that obsessed type of person, like that obsessing over them in that manner, is how they keep you hooked. I've had a few situations where I just kept going back to people, and honestly I can't explain why. And that's how those type of energies operate. It feeds their egos to know that like these people keep coming back to me regardless of what it is that I do. And I remember I had a conversation with my mom in regards to my dad, and she's like, it doesn't matter what he does, you know, you're not gonna leave him. And then like, as I'm sitting here in my quiet time analyzing certain situations, this one particular man, that's exactly the same. No, he was never physically abusive to me, but he was definitely mentally and emotionally abusive to me. And he cheated on me multiple times, and for whatever reason I kept going back. And like, same thing with friendships. I've had friends who have done me super duper wrong and very hurtful things, but yet for whatever reason I kept being forgiven and going back. And yes, you do forgive because it keeps your light and your energy, it keeps your heart light and your energy light. But you don't forget in the sense of, like, you don't go back to the people that hurt you just because you forgave them. You can forgive for your own well-being, your own spirit, your own soul, and continue to proceed forward. But just because you forgive doesn't mean rekindle those relationships, doesn't mean rekindle those friendships. And that's what I need to learn in regards to forgiveness. Is just because I forgave somebody, I was like, okay, now that I forgave them, it's time for us to fix it. And that's not always the case, because sometimes forgiving the wrong type of people, they will take advantage of you and they will hurt you. That's the type of energy that they have. Some people, no matter how much you love them, no matter how much you care for them, no matter how much goodness you send their way, they just aren't going to do the same back. And I had to learn that. So I'm doing this video for y'all to learn, so that way you can prevent some of the sadness in regards to relationships and friendships that may not have worked out. If you were hanging out with a person and after you hang out with them, you feel super duper drained and you feel super like uneasy or anxious, sit and analyze that, because chances are that energy is not a good energy for you. If you realize that if you're trying to hold a person accountable and somehow things are always your fault and you're always wrong, that person's usually probably playing mind games with you. There's some type of manipulation there. If a person, if it seems like a person is loving what you can do for them but not truly loving you, then chances are they love the idea of you, but they're not going to put in the work on what it means to like actually value you and have a good relationship, whether that's a friendship or relationship. So just going forward, take some time after meeting somebody, after newly dating somebody, just take some quiet time, a few days to yourself, not talking to this person, and just sit and analyze how they make you feel. And you know, just take your time and take it slow to analyze things, because this is your chance to do that before you get super duper emotionally involved, where sometimes it's a little harder to see that that person may not mean you well. And I've had situations both in friendships and relationships where people around me could tell, that's not the person for you, that's not the man for you. But a lot of times when we're so emotionally involved, we don't see it that way. So take some time to analyze things before they reach that point, so that way you can try to prevent an energy vampire or energy leech. You can prevent someone who's an opportunist. You can prevent you know, feeling like you're unworthy, you're feeling insecure or feeling unlovable just because this one particular person, this group of people didn't know how to value your friendship or your love. So I do hope that you found some gems in this video, and that you found a way to better your life and your friendships and relationships going forward. Because we all do deserve a community, we all do deserve a bond with people. We all deserve love. So just because someone in your life at some point in time makes you feel like you're undeserving of friendship or you're undeserving of love, don't allow their negative connotations of you stick with you, and take it in and believe it. Because we are all deserving of a community, and we are all deserving of love. And just because you may have encountered some bad friendships or bad relationships doesn't mean you're a bad person. So don't feel insecure about the fact that your friends around you have love, or your friends around you have amazing friendships and you don't. One, sometimes things aren't as I say. Some people would just put up with people just so they can have their friendships and have relationships, because they don't want to be alone, because they don't want to put in the work of one, having to take the accountability for themselves on how things may have gone wrong in their friendships, or acknowledging that, hey, I chose some bad friendships, I chose some bad relationships, and doing the work that it takes to be a better person, so that way going forward you can do better. Because when you do that, you don't have friends usually, and you don't have a relationship, and it's not because you aren't deserving of it. It's because God is putting you in a season of isolation, so that way you can truly understand how to learn from those situations and what to do better going forward. So don't feel insecure on the fact that you don't have a big friend group. Big friend groups you don't want. You definitely want small, intimate, but a small group of people that you know you can trust, and you don't have to worry about nothing. Okay, 1, 2. When it comes to relationships, just knowing that like you are deserving of love, and you are deserving of loyalty, and you are deserving of respect. But then also know that you have to give yourself that. You have to give yourself loyalty. You have to give yourself love. You have to give yourself respect. So that way you know when someone's not giving it to you. And this is literally all speaking from experience. So I do hope that you guys are able to proceed forward better with your relationships, and proceed forward better in your friendships, and to know that you're worthy of all the amazing things that God has for you. So don't let a few bumps in the roads, as I call them, make you feel like you aren't deserving of those things. You are deserving of love, and you are deserving of a community, and you are deserving of respect, and you are deserving to be valued, and you are deserving to be blessed, honestly. So know that, and hold that near and dear to you. And Cookie Monster Crew, what do? We ride it on. Yeah. I'll see y'all in the next video. I love y'all. Your homework is, sometimes you may need to pause these videos and write these things down, so that way you can look back at them later. That's the homework. Okay.